I'm gonna get back to that story, Sonny. Just, just you listen to Boomer, great one. He's gonna tell you about how it was back in the olden days, back before fire, back when we walked uphill for everything. In fact, we didn't even have a concept of downhill because there was no downhill. Everything was uphill. We thought that was normal. We didn't even have a word for it because there was no alternative. It was uphill all the time. You just need to reach down and grab yourselves by your bootstraps and pull yourselves up, Sonny. Because when I was your age, I bought a house for $25,000. And I made that money on my paper route and bussing tables at the local cafe. And if I could do it, you can do it too. You just need to reach down and pull yourself up and just buckle up there, buckaroo. God, I hate boomers.
A lot of you sent this to me. A millennial with a PhD. Right there, you could stop. You could just stop. You're a punchline. You're a joke. You're a cartoon character. You're a stereotype. You're an action figure. Like already, I'm like, oh, you're a sanctimonious dipshit piece of shit. Unless your PhD was in physics, maybe I'll even grant you economics. Or, like an MD. You're a doctor. And I bet you sent it to me. And here's how sad and hoodwinked and brainwashed and conditioned you all are. I don't have to read the article. I already know what it is. This person got a PhD in bullshit, and now they can't find a job because their degree is bullshit. Why is it bullshit? Because in this particular case, she chose to major in work avoidance and easy shit. And in this case, it's a black woman, which is going to lead to another point later. I mean, all young people, the Democrats keep trying to lie to you about everything, but they really target women and minorities. And the most, target corporation, like black women are dead in the center of that. So the Democrats aim for you. And they lie to you and there wasn't there an art, you know what? Let me, hang on. Wasn't there a most educated group in the U.S., black women? That's 2024. I thought this was a couple years ago. Yes, okay, so this was more of a 2016 article. This guy saying, no, black women are not the most educated group in the U.S. But yeah, that came out 8 years ago. I remember that. Black women are the most educated group in America. And as you would surmise, it's they manipulated the data. Black women are not uneducated. They're definitely more educated than black educated. They went to school more than black men. However, that does not mean you got an education, let alone a good one. And they targeted you. I wish black women, you would wake up and realize just how much you were abused and used by the Democrat Party. And I get an education and look out, here I come and strong, independent. And you listen to the Lizzo songs. This is what happens when you fall for the bullshit. This is what happens. And by the way, this obviously doesn't just apply to black women. I'm just pointing out, I'm going to go through another bit of evidence to show how the Democrats and education system hurt black women among everybody else, but particularly black women. A millennial PhD says she couldn't find a job in the U.S. in the last 4 years. A young millennial with a doctorate and more than $250,000 in student loan debt says she's been job hopping for 4 years. Let me stop you right here. I'll skip ahead. Her degree is in business administration. Madam, where the fuck did you go for $250,000 to get a PhD? Do you know you could go to Western Governors University or any online school for a fraction of that and get a master's at least? Where were you going? What sanctimonious pain in the ass New England asshole elite private liberal arts college did you attend where you dropped almost as much money on a house on a degree that you could have gotten for probably under 20 grand, a PhD, no less, online. Maybe, oh, you know what? I'll grant you with 8 years of education, it probably would have set you back $50,000. Every young person needs to listen to me, but especially you women, especially. And I'm trying to help you so you don't end up financially crippled by this, like this young lady. You have got to stop choosing stupid fucking majors. You have to stop majoring in worthless fucking degrees, right? I don't care. Go get my book, Worthless, which is 13 years old now. It warned everyone over a decade ago not to major in dumb shit. And the amount of fucking flack I caught from everybody who is not thinking, who is feeling instead of thinking. You're just ruining my dream. Who's the hang on, even this idiot, Hank Azaria, not Azaria, that's the actor. Aziz, CNN, liberal arts. He even wrote a book trying to defend the liberal arts degree. What is his name? It doesn't matter. CNN is not a thing. CNN Muslim. Well, we'll find it that way. Well, maybe we won't. What is his? You guys know the guy I'm talking about. He wrote an article. He wrote a book defending the liberal arts, like probably 10 years ago. These people are trying to manipulate you and get your money and put you in debt so you're on the ropes. The short version. The education system also wants you paying now it's $406 a credit for in-state tuition. Big oil, big tobacco. Hey, how about big education? How about that? Big oil never asked you to like mortgage your house, spend $250,000 on oil. I mean, maybe over the course of your life, you might spend $250,000 on gas, but you need gas. Big tobacco, like here. No, it totally doesn't, cause cancer. But they didn't ask you to spend like cripple yourself financially with it. Only big education does that. Only big education has no moral qualms taking your money at state schools for $406 a credit and give you a worthless horseshit degree in exchange. And you all fell for it, especially you girls. I can major what I want, the money will follow. And anyone who says otherwise is a misogynist asshole piece of douche who just hates women. Well, here we are. This is why you probably should have listened to your dads if we had real dads anymore. Instead, you got me, an asshole on the internet, your older brother, America's older brother. Doctorate, more than $200,000 in student loan debt. She said she's been job hunting for 4 years. She regrets not prioritizing professional experience over education, writes Business Insider. Here she is a black. Well, I'm confused, madam. Right off the bat, you got yourself a nice fur. Your hair is well done. You got some nice earrings, and your nails are all done. I'm gonna guess that some of that money you took for college tuition also went to living expenses you couldn't afford. That's just gonna be me. When I see you looking like Wolverine from X-Men, oh, by the way, to the rest of you ladies, knock that fucking shit off. It's gross. It's trash. What did we? I just told you about how you're wrong about education. I'm telling you, you're wrong about your fucking Wolverine nails. All right. I'm not wrong. We're trying to help you. Do you want to meet a guy or do you want to send all the productive, wealthy men screaming away? Not one wealthy man, not one man worth his salt, not one man whose dick you want to fuck is going, oh, yeah, the Wolverine nails. Let me marry that shit up. I don't do it for them. Oh, then should that fine, go be poor. I don't have time for this shit. You have your fucking nails. A. Raspberry earned a bachelor's, a master's, and a doctorate in business management from St. Leo University in Florida. Well, why didn't you go to Western Governors? Over, she said she has faced difficulty finding work in her field of study for the past 4 years because business isn't a skill. It's not a skill. Accounting is a skill. Hell, I'll even say that marketing is a skill. You just got business. Who's going to hire at that age? I mean, with the bachelor's degree, a 22-year-old nobody who doesn't have any experience. She also has more than $200,000 in student loan debt, according to a document viewed by Business Insider. I graduated with my PhD in 2020. I can't find a job to save my life. The 38-year-old who lives in Virginia told Business Insider via email. Since earning her doctorate, Raspberry has applied for various management roles, but has not been very successful. She had expanded job search, explore a new career in nursing. Oh, you mean, the people that have the skill of nursing and medicine? Oh, I wonder why women who major in nursing do better than women who major in journalism or business. I thought education was the path to financial freedom. No, education in the right thing is the path to financial freedom. You just believed what was it now? Democrat adults in your life. Who told you it? Teachers, professors, guidance counselors, or probably the fucking politicians themselves, the Democrat politicians themselves. And if anyone like me came around and said, hey, you can't major, that's dumb shit. Okay, maybe he didn't say that, but there was like super hypersonic reading going on. How dare you? You just hate women. Raspberry is one of many Americans who are trouble finding work. In part, this is because U.S. firms have significant. Here's another thing. If you care, ladies, let's say you had this lady. She's cute, by the way. You had the exact same woman. One who, I don't know, was a hair salonist and has no debt, and a girl with a PhD that has $250,000 in debt. Who do you think the guy's going to care? Hey, we don't live for men. We don't need no man. Shut the fuck up. Okay, I'm sorry I asked. I'm sorry, you did the magic. And oh, well, there you go. They don't need no man. It's all that. See, I understand now. That totally made sense. If you girls cared about men. In part, this is because U.S. firms have been significantly reducing hiring over the past 2 years. The ratio of the number of available jobs to the number of unemployed, an indicator of job availability, has fallen considerably. So even in the 2.8 unemployment percent days, you couldn't go work a regular old job. You couldn't just work as a waitress or I don't know, something, anything, Uber, anything. Although the unemployment rate and layoff rate remain low compared to historical levels, the hiring slowdown means that many job seekers are now struggling more than they were a few years ago. Dude, if you think, what's the unemployment rate? 4.3% right now. If you think this is difficult, well, try the Great Recession and then try the Volcker Recession. After receiving her doctorate, Raspberry's initial goals was to obtain an associate professor position. Of course, those who can't teach. So what you could do is what? Hoodwink future young women to be $250,000 in debt for an equally worthless degree so that then they too have to become an associate dean professor to hoodwink other future. You women are your own worst enemy. Look it up. It's called The Circle of Why Bother from Archer. However, after speaking with people in the education field, she decided to change direction. I found out how difficult it is to get started in this field, she said. After you get a PhD, you should go back to school to take more courses that will support a career in education. Lady, what's after a PhD? What? She was told she would need more education credits. Who told you that? Democrats. I guarantee you it was Democrats that told you that. You just need to spend another 8 years at $250,000, and then maybe you could become a teacher. Do you see that this was all a scam and a racket? Do you? This isn't the white man coming down lecturing the poor black lady. I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to get you to realize who your friends and foes are. I mean, I'm not like your best buddy here, but I'm the guy telling you the truth. Too late for you, lady. You made dumb decisions. And ladies, are you girls, the girls who have yet to choose, am I a dick? Am I still the dickhead? Am I still the asshole? Oh, he just mean. Oh, the woogie woogie. My fifis. Are we gonna? Is your fifis worth $250,000 in financial destitution? She's 38. She is fucked for the rest of her at least youthful middle-age life. She will not be out of this fucking financial hole until she's an older woman. I hope college was fun, sweetheart. I hope you went to a lot of parties and you got your scratchy nails. Ah! Did Wolverine have a motto or a saying? Let's get serious. No, that was Darkwing Duck. Wow, Darkwing Duck. That was a long time ago. That was a good cartoon. It's a good cartoon. Raspberry believes her biggest obstacle in finding work is her lack of work experience. Most prefer experience over education. Raspberry's main advice for those pursuing higher education is to do their homework. She says she wishes she had spent more time evaluating graduate placement programs, internship partnerships, and graduate employment rates in various fields before pursuing her degree. So she graduated PhD in 2020. That means she went to college in 2012. Let me look up. I have it linked below. Worthless, the young person's indispensable guide to choosing the right major. This came out in 2011. I presume if I do the math correctly, you were a senior, junior in high school. Did any of your teachers, guidance counselors, professors, or other adult Democrats in your life say, here's a book, you should read it. It's really short. It's $16.40. How about you read this? No. Oh, he tells me the thing. Oh, I hate him. I hates the man who writes the faxies. I can't believe I have like 1-star reviews on this. You know, really? After what? 11, 13 years, there were 1-star reviews. How are those 1-star reviews holding up? Wasn't I like right about fucking everything? All right. She also recommends considering the value of a degree and the best ways to get used to best ways to use it to get a job. You find it out now? I love the fact that this poor woman could have avoided all that hell with a probably back then $12 book. I swear to God, you Democrats do not care about young people. All you fucking do not care. You just want to make your indoctrinator asshole Marxists at the universities and colleges wealthy off the back of these poor kids going into debt so that you can get future Democrat voters. I wish you young people would wake the fuck up and realize who your real enemies are. I'm not your friend. I'm just the older brother kicking you in your ass right now that you need. You young people need to wake the fuck up and realize who is really fucking you in the ass with a strap-on dildo. And it isn't fucking George Bush or Trump or the Republicans in the Senate. It really isn't those guys. They're not the ones crippling you with financial debt for worthless degrees. I learned that most organizations prefer experience over education, she said. If I had known that, I wouldn't have spent so many years in school. Oh, so this then reminded me. Now let us reintroduce the fact she's a black woman. It was 8 years ago, same time, Black Women Most Educated Group in America article came out based on my quick little internet search. Do you remember the hashtag women with degrees? You remember that? It was a big hashtag. It was around, like May or June. It was graduation season, and a lot of women were everyone was graduating from college, and the hashtag was women with degrees because we didn't promote and support women enough in college education. So anyway, the hashtag women with degrees, and women would pose themselves graduating, and I was shocked, not appalled, just shocked, just what a high percentage of it was black women. Which is fine. Yeah, get your college degree, get it, if it's in accounting or engineering. And so then I got to imagine that therefore the hashtag was maybe promoted by a black female college group. Oh, hang on. All right, that was a short cutout. So I'd imagine it was a black women's campus group that started it, so it was disproportionately black women posing their graduation photos, but it wasn't exclusively that. So you got all these gals, they're all graduating, and I went through this hashtag. It was the law school guy. He would retweet law school students and how they're all poor. So he retweeted it, and I followed the guy. I don't think he does Twitter anymore. And I was looking at all the women posting the pictures of women with degrees, and almost all of them would say, "I'm graduating with this. It's time now for the next thing they would do in their life." And like, I'm not kidding. 95%, maybe even 97, 98%, but the vast majority is women. I graduate with a degree in horseshit liberal arts or social science, and now it's time to go to double down on worthless master's degree. Or in the case of the law school students, he was showing how many women were going to go on to law school, which is generally a money losing proposition. And what you do if you can't find a job with your liberal arts degree, and if you didn't know, there's a big activist push that if you want to go and change the world, you got to go become a lawyer. Okay, it's one thing if you get your undergraduate degree in Afro-American history. It's one thing if you get your degree in political science. It's another thing if you get your degree in whatever horse English degree, whatever, some worthless degree. You come out with your bachelor's degree on average with 36 grand in debt right now. It's a lot, but it's not unmanageable. You go to law school, you're fucked. Like, unless you're getting in a top tier law school, you are fucked. Because now you're $250,000 or $300,000 in student loan debt. And unless you went to a really top-notch law school, which the majority of these women did not, they're in this lady's situation, maybe $50,000, $60,000 worse. And I even try to warn and interact. I'm like, hey, you guys got to choose the right degree. You're doubling down on, wanted nothing to do with it. Wanted nothing to do with it. I might even have the tweet. There are two black gals on the same thing. I said, hey, you got to look out. The black women are predisposed to major in worthless degrees. Oh, look at the white boy. I'm like, okay, we're only the guys who make most of the money. Secret Asians make more than us, but as a large group, we're only the ones making most of the money here. What the fuck do we know? Fine, go double down. Be like that kid at the checkout lane who I like. If you didn't remember this story, it was when Trump was getting elected the first time, ironically 8 years ago. It sucks that Trump got elected. And I right off the bat, oh, yeah, what are you studying? Theater. I'm like, oh, you only getting a bachelor's degree? Yeah, I'm like, well, you know what? You really need to get a doctorate in that. You really need to get a doctorate. I mean, because bachelor's degree, boy, if you want to stand out and show that you're serious, yeah, fucker. That's 8 years ago. I wonder how his financial situation is doing right now. Yeah, you're gonna hate on people trying to help you. Okay, fine. The worst thing I can do to you is have you go get an advanced degree in a worthless field. And the only reason I bring this hashtag with degrees is if there's any women, period, but particularly black women, because you're such a targeted group politically. It's been a while, right? So you must all have your advanced degrees, right? How's it going? How's things? Really? Are you doing well? You could tell the white boy to shut up again? No, I want to know. How's it going? Now, I'm not going to hear back from them. And you know what? On my to-do list, I'm going to look up that hashtag. I'm going to look up the hashtag women with degrees, and I'm going to find the gals. I'm going to find out how they're doing. I'm not going to email them or anything. I don't want to harass them. Women with degrees, where are they now? Because I want to know. I want to know where leftist, horseshit, academic, never worked in a real world professor advice. Where did it get you, girls? Are you happy now? Really? We're here to be happy and successful and productive, right? And you were told education and career and girl bossing was the fucking magic trick. And fuck guys, we don't need no one. Look out and snapping fingers, talk to the hand, songs about I'm a woman and lesbian space witches coming out from Star Wars. That's where it jumped the shark. All right. We're here now, right? Most educated generation in the history of America, right? How's it going? What are you doing? You making your 6 figs? Do you still have student loan debt? Which I know you probably do, especially if you went to law school. And are you poor? Huh? How'd the Democrat financial career advice work for you? Again, I'm not saying you go vote Republican. I'm telling you, and it's not to you because it's too late for you gals. I'm telling the younger people who have yet to go forward and make mistakes, especially young black women. For the love of God, ladies, don't major in dumb shit. You have to major in something that's worthwhile, and you don't have to go to some overpriced college and pay an arm and a leg. Go to the community college first, see if you're in high school, if you could get some credit while you're in high school. Go to online colleges that are accredited. If you must go to college, you can go to trade school. And this isn't any advice I give anyone any differently. It's just that black women are the most targeted, trophied group of all. We so much. Why I want to point it out. It highlights the hypocrisy of the Democrat Party. There's no victim group more that the Democrat Party champions than black women. And I want to point out on a very practical, realistic level, where did following their advice get you? And that should mean, who is your real fucking friends and enemies? It didn't get you anywhere. It got you impoverished, but it sure the fuck enriched a bunch of leftists at colleges and university, and you sure the fuck voted in a bunch of Democrat people who don't have to worry about college debt and pay themselves a nice politician's salary. So for you younger girls, forget enriching other grifters and assholes like politicians and college professors. For you younger girls, and by extension, every young person, for the love of God, learn from this poor black woman here and don't make the same mistake. If you insist on going to college, which you don't have to do, if you insist on going to college, please go get the book Worthless, The Young Person's Indispensable Guide to Choosing the Right Major, right? And it will give you the facts of life about the realities of economics and college degrees and the pay and everything. If you'd like to expand and figure out what else you might have been lied to by the adults in your life, I'd recommend the book How Not to Become a Millennial. That's much more extensive. I don't know if you got time to read it, but it would help because there's a lot of surprise. The people who lied to you about college might have lied to you about a couple other things too, like those ridiculous fucking Wolverine nails. Who told you that? It wasn't the council of guys. I was sitting at the council of guys meeting the other day, and none of us said, hey, let's hoodwink the women into getting fucking Wolverine claws. Not a single guy said that. We said, let's bring back tight asses and big tits. That's what we concluded at the Council of Men. The vote was unanimous, by the way. Big tits, tight asses, right? Yes. Nays? There were no nays. So there you are. And then if you happen to have a young person in your life, black, female or not, think maybe a graduation gift coming up, huh? Can you please go get them a graduation gift and say, hey, son, hey, nephew, hey, niece, hey, friend's kid, here's a book. Don't be poor. Don't be almost 40 and debt-ridden to $250,000 and ain't no guy going to marry you because you're debt-ridden. And he's afraid you cut his penis with your hands, Wolverine. How'd you get it cut? Oh, you know that fad with the Wolverine nails? Oh, yeah. You know what's scary? I bet you out there in the medical world, they see some weird shit, man. It wouldn't surprise me if somebody got a pretty good cut with them Wolverine nails. Lesser Weevil, $2. Big Oil would have asked for $200,000 if Big Ed vanished. Yeah, but at the end of the day, you get gas. See, like Big Oil actually gives me the gas. I use gas. I want gas. I don't need a doctorate in business. I don't need a master's in sociology. Nobody needs that. Society does not need a master's in sociology. I think we got enough Karens. I think we have enough liberal white women who haven't solved one problem in 45 years. I think we're good. I don't think they need any more money. Wheezy Bird, $5. My master's program, my PhD professor pushed hard for us to get a PhD to make himself feel better. Dude, there's rarely should you get a PhD. I'm trying to, it's got to be so like astronomy or astrophysics. Someone's like, math, like we really got to push the edge on this shit. Chemistry. I could see something like that. Business? Fuck off. Wisdom Vision Productions, $5. I lucked out and made it to 6 figs with just an associate's in computer networking. In corporate government, it's not what you know, it's who you know. Yep. Wisdom Vision, again, $5. Honestly, working for corporals and govies is not the long-term move, though. Accounting is looking like my ticket out of this office prison hell forever, though. Really, Wisdom? You think about switching to accounting? I mean, it's not not a bad move, but I mean, you're making pretty good money. Is it you want to work remote? You could do it, man. It's not like you don't got the brain for it. I don't know, maybe make that a little hobby. Hell, I mean, if you get real bored, it might be a little late, but I'd maybe sign up, see if you can go work taxis in H&R Block for a couple weekends or something like that. Mark Magana, $5. With all due respect to Worthless, which is my second favorite Cleary book, the simple fact that so many stupid people have degrees should be a wake-up call. Right, and that's that's another thing, is not only should most people not, the majority of degrees not be offered, the majority of people shouldn't be going to college. The only people who should really be going to college is for something that has a very specific, precise application that requires 4 years of education. Engineering, accounting, and even accounting you can do it with a 2-year education. Boy, I'm trying to think. Medicine, dentistry, that kind of stuff. That is, but no, all this social type business, fuck out of here. Something studies, fuck out of here. History, go to the library and read a history book. English, you already speak English. But yeah, a lot of you shouldn't be in college. It also takes like a certain mentality. I don't mean intelligence, but a mentality like, yeah, I'm going to sit here for 4 years and go through this horse shit. I think most people should become tradesmen and tradeswomen, where it's like you can fix your own car, build your own house. Imagine that. You could fix your own car and build your own house. That would solve the housing crisis, eh? Anthony Ciratino, our Italian agent in the field. We haven't seen you for a while there, buddy. 20 generous dollars. My master's of journalism sister, 41, moved back to my parents' house, blames them all for her problems. See, now in defense of the woman that they interviewed her, she at least kind of took ownership. Like, yeah, I wasn't informed. I didn't have the right information. You need, so your Karen sister is now blaming your parents for all the problem. Won't talk to me when I come home for some reason. I've given her $3,000. Why? Wait, what? What? You gave her $3,000 in the past year? I guess I'm the bad guy. Tony, I'm not joking. Give me the $3,000. I'll send you a thank you card. I won't hate you. At least the $3,000 will go to something important or at least reasonably useful. Why? 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 Man, even when I liked my siblings, I never gave them money. Siblings aren't supposed to give each other money. You're supposed to undermine each other. That's what siblings do. Yodio Coyote, $5. Venture capital bought into my company, and within a couple months, we got an HR manager, and now we get a monthly work family newsletter. Time to move on. Yeah, get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. Monthly work family new corporate. Fuck. Guy, here, for corporate America, you don't have to hire HR. Did you know that? You don't need HR. McNello, $5. It's true, Cappy. Girls don't need no man. They don't. They really don't. You could go work a white collar job where there's government programs. You really don't need men, ladies. You can live without us. There's food and you can earn it or have other people pay for it or a combination of both. You do not need men, especially when they get to take half his shit after they split up. It still doesn't change the fact they don't need men. Wisdom Vision Productions, $5. Yes, I'm sick of office politics. We'll keep collecting my current paycheck, but I see accounting as a long-term way to have an income not tied to wagey jobs. Yeah, like Chad and I were saying, it's the most direct profession, the easiest, quickest direct profession to remote work and self-employed work, which I don't have it linked down below, but for those of you interested in a career that, pays pretty well, you don't need a bachelor's degree. And yes, you can become self-employed and remotely employed rather easily. May you consider taking my course, The World's Greatest Accounting Career. That's available on Teachable. Just search it. I don't have it linked below. And then Wisda again for $2. I want that position of FU, Cappy. Well, you're 90% there, Wisda. You're a minimalist. You didn't have kids you can't afford. You're not doing bad, man. You're doing just, you make 6 figs. You're a minimalist. You're like 90% there. There's no, what do you want, Wisda? Where I just flip the switch and then, poof. And then Wisda had FU money. And that day, Magic Wizard Cappy flew his magic wand up. It says, make Wisda FU money. And bam, he had it. You're doing fine. Are you even 35 yet, man? You're okay. You're okay. Just it'll make you appreciate it all that much more. But I would agree, like, a really good skill to have when you're older and retired, so you could kind of live and supplement your income, would be to become an accountant. That's not the, if you became an enrolled agent, were able to do taxes, that ain't the worst skill to have as like a 58-year-old man, you know? Ladies, I'd recommend you become accountants, but ew, numbers are boring, and I want to major in early childhood psychology and play with puppies and eat ice cream. La la la, why am I in debt? It's Donald Trump and white men. You can blame whoever you want. At the end of the day, you're still poor. It doesn't change. I mean, curse whatever demon, yell at the sky to the east or yell it to the west. At the end of the day, it's not changed things. All right, that's it. We'll see you guys later. Toodles.